Hello. Wait. Stand by. Testing. Okay. Okay. Whew. So, for those of you that don't know what that was about, I've recorded this video. Here it is. What's that? What's that? Okay. I got a new monitor that has speakers in it. Swapped the monitor out. Windows decided to reconfigure all my outputs and inputs. I should just do all my recording with this on, because I can hear all the stuff that's going into the... But... anyways, Save the World video. What? Crazy. Crazy. Not surprised. Literally not surprised. This isn't a negative video, by the way. We're going to go over the roadmap. But since everybody, content creator-wise, has already done it, there's really no point for me just to go over it. I'm more kind of going to go through it and just chat, right? So, mainly for you OGs that know me and my content and Save the World and the history and have been around since the beginning, I doubt this video is going to catch the eyes of many of the newer player base that aren't familiar with me because I don't have a presence in Save the World anymore. But, let's just talk about it, right? I was right. Let's just get that out of the way. I was right. I was right. You gonna cry? You gonna cry? I was right. All Save the World's been doing since March is releasing a weapon and or a hero every week. Sometimes we might get lucky and get both. That's not content. That is far from content, and it's silly. It's silly. Again, this isn't a negative video, but I just need to get this out there. It's so silly because, first off, as a content creator, one of the things I used to really enjoy doing when we'd get events was grind out a bunch of tickets, open a bunch of llamas for a video. I would do a llama opening video, right? Then I would get all of the new heroes and all of the new weapons, and I would do a video showing off all the weapons, the recoil, what they did. I wouldn't level them up and be like, oh, look how fast I can kill things. This is a cool video and to show you what's good and what's not good. No, I would show you the performance and the reload speeds and how many bullets in the clip, and we would see what some of the, if there was a gimmick to the weapon, what the gimmick was. The hydraulic weapons are really cool to show off because they had all kinds of knockback and it would knock things back faster, right? But now, when they come out with an event, instead of doing a big history lesson, back in the day, Fortnite released content like any actual real game where they would put out an event, right? A DLC, an update. Here's the Save the World update, or Survive the Storm, or a Horde Bash, and it'd be like a 6 to 12 week event, and we'd get all that content, just like when Call of Duty puts out an expansion, or Destiny puts out an expansion. That's what you get. You get all of this content for this amount of time. Enter Battle Royale, and every little child and baby on the planet was complaining that Battle Royale would get like a new grenade or a new SMG added every week. It's like, they don't care about Save the World. And your crying changed our format to where we get these silly, stupid weekly updates. And then it gave them an excuse to then be like, we'll give you guys a weapon. Well then, now when an event happens, if we actually get an event, we get 4 or 5 items in a llama, and then we have to tune in every week to get another item in that set. So then, if I wanted to do a video, yes, this is me crying about what I want to do and what I want to create because it's been changed. Do I then make an overview of the weapons at the end of the event when nobody cares anymore? Do I do a video on the weapons and leave the other ones out? That doesn't make any sense. Then what do? I make the same video everybody else makes, where we just talk about the one gun, we level it up, we go around and we pew things, which everything in the game at max level slaughters everything, so every gun in the game is OP. So then standard clickbait titles on my thumbnails. Is it good? OP. Yeah, I mean, come on. We've got everybody doing the same content because we're getting no content. It's fine. It's fine. Let's get into the roadmap really quick to explain why I'm ranting here. All that hype and watching all the Save the World content creators that are still actively praying and being confused why viewers are dropping and everybody's numbers are down. This is why. This is why. There's nothing. And they're like, when the black hole opens up, we're going to get this cool stuff for Save the World. I was like, guys, it's Battle Royale. It's 100% Battle Royale. Like, that's been known for the last year and a half. They don't really care about Save the World. Sure, they do. They haven't killed it, but they don't have any plans to do anything with it yet. Since they started implementing the locker and stuff, some other content creators and I have argued and have complete 180 opinions on what's going on. I'm more on the positive side, believe it or not, since you might think that I'm ranting negatively about the game. Remember, I've played the game for almost 2 years, like over 2 years. I'm burnt out. I do love it. There's no other game on the planet that compares to it. I guess I've been told I should go try Orcs Must Die, but I haven't. So whenever I have that itch to go in and still play, it's still nothing like it used to be, but there is nothing like, I still play it overkill when I do play it on stream. A bunch of these new kids that come in that are tainted by the newer player base and the newer streamers and the newer content creators. They look at some of my goofy builds and like, wow, you waste a lot of materials. Like, I don't understand. They want to put down whatever this jail built. Like, they don't even want to play. Technically, my play style isn't playing either. I put a bunch of traps down, and then I sit on top of the base as a constructor and talk to chat. It's fun, but that's the game. It's a tower defense game to me. It's not a run-and-gun shooter, which is what they've turned it into since Fortnite ended with the hero. The hero rework was the first downhill thing that they've done. I know a lot of you guys like it, but you're now current player base. And not the OGs. Some of the OGs like it too. Weirdos. Love you, but you're weird. But yeah, we got a new soldier. Plague Doctor returns. The AFK leeching, I'll touch on here just briefly without trying to go into a big rant. And then the Wild West Llamas. I can't remember what's in the Wild West Llamas. I tried to go through the collection book when the servers went live. I didn't see anything new, so this is a repeat. But my brain... I drink too much. I can't remember what's in the Wild West Llamas. I'd have to go back and look at my videos or so. I can't remember. But it's obviously repeat stuff. But the AFK improvements, I honestly think is unnecessary. I know people have been bitching about this for, God, since the beginning of time, since the game came out. And I don't think they've ever done anything until now, which is cool to see that they've done something. But for me, like radar towers, I love radar towers. I don't really do them on stream because they're boring. For people to watch, I love them. And as a multitasker where I do lots of things throughout the day, whether I'm watching adult films and tweeting or making videos or playing other video games, and I want to grind out gold or do something or I want to relax, I can boot up radar towers. I love doing radar towers. They're super fun, and I wish they would have, over 2 years, altered them a little bit. They're 20-minute timers. I know I'm going off another tangent, but that's fine. You're not here for the roadmap. It's been done. It's a day old now, and everybody else has done it. Even David Dean was upset about the roadmap. They ruined endurance again, whatever that mode is. But like, so I can get all 5 towers done and still have like 12 minutes to kill. The sweet spot was 8 minutes. Once I got down to 8 minutes, I could walk away from my computer or I could minimize the game because at 8 minutes is when you used to get kicked. I don't know what the timer is now. So what do I? Add more radar towers, have them collapse and rebuild and see how many you could build, add more types of radar towers. I don't know. It'd be cool. Make it a 10-minute game. Make it to where it ends when you finish all 5 towers. There's a lot of things you could do with the radar towers, especially when the flagship purpose of Battle Royale, which is Fortnite, Save the World, has nothing to do with Fortnite, let's be honest, is building. You have all these other really, really good Battle Royales that have far better gun mechanics. Fortnite is a joke when it comes to the gunplay. And what makes it... 2 reasons it's popular. Because popular people do it, so then all the sheep follow. I know a lot of people hate to hear it. It's the honest truth. The majority of people that like video games like it because it's popular. And that counts towards most of you. When games have absolutely no viewership on Twitch, most of you won't even look at it. It's just nature. That's just how people work. That's why there's sheep and shepherds, leaders and followers. Majority of society is followers. The other reason that makes it popular and is it's flashy. The building mechanics is flashy. There's no other game like it. So then why don't they have emphasis in Save the World for building? Like, people have these massive million view videos of how fast they can build and edit and go up and do things in Battle Royale and creative and the playground. Whoa, playground's gone, isn't it? For now. But they don't have any of that. They could totally, and that's something that the Battle Royale kids could relate to when they come over. So I don't know. The AF King thing is going to definitely hinder me personally. It's 100% negative for me, but who cares? Who cares? It's been a big complaint for a long time, and I really hope this does make it nicer for those that are playing and being affected by leechers. So good for them. Good for them for doing that. Second week from now, we are going to get a quest line. It's probably a fetch quest, which a lot of people complain about. But if we go back in time, the quests used to be do 5 of these matches, do 3 of these matches, do 5 of these matches, do 3 of these matches, do 5. Like, I used to have to do, like, over 100 matches to be able to progress through, like, a couple chapters of the quest line. It took me almost 6 months to get to Twine, and that's playing all day, doing 18-hour streams, playing off stream. We grinded this game hard, and it took a tremendous amount of time to get to Twine. When we got to Twine after like 5 months, 6 months, there was only like 7 of us there. It was nuts. When I was in Canny and we'd queue up for missions, you'd see the same people in the matches because it was only us that were grinding. It was cool. It was awesome. It was rewarding. It was a grind. A lot of people don't like that kind of grind. Now you can get to Twine in a weekend. It's disgusting. You can skip all the content. You just have to do these little... But that's what I'm getting at. The quest lines are what the game is and what the game has been forever, and everybody complains about it. What else do you want? You want to go back to the old format? We had a ton of people complaining that it was just a grind. And then they would change up like the maps when the missions would rotate and people would actually get locked out of doing things. So the quest line now is more standard, and they have actual dialogue tied to it for those of you that like story and lore and voice acting and all the... So I don't have any complaints about the fetch quests. Go play any other game. It's the same stuff in every... What do you want? I don't understand. So anyways, we're getting more content. That's content. So we're getting that. And we're getting a new Outlander. So 2 new things next week. Standard. The same stuff they've been doing forever. The Gravedigger returns. Again, I don't think this stuff is bad. Things returning is good. They have way too many items in the game that are time-gated and locked and new players don't have access to. The amount of heroes, especially with the new terrible hero loadout system that are required, how does a new player even make any of the cool builds that content creators are showing off? You can't. The majority of the heroes that you need for your support slots are locked behind events. It's a joke. It's a complete joke. The new system is terrible. Yeah, so bringing things back is good. And I'm hoping that with Fortnitemares in 3 weeks, we actually get Hexylvania again. I love Hexylvania. It's gorgeous. It's pretty. Last year, I feel like they added a few more assets to it. Hopefully, they'll do the same thing again. Last year's questline was exactly the same. They added some new dialogue. From what I'm told, I usually have it all muted, but they added some more story depth, and then the final mission, actually, the first year we had to go fight the boss, but we didn't. There was no boss. Last year, they gave us a boss. It was just a beefed-up taker, to be honest. It was a joke. But still, they added a couple new things, and hopefully they add a couple new things this year as well. Even if they don't, it's always fun to go back and do something from a previous year. I mean, I enjoyed it last year, even though it was a repeat, and I'm going to enjoy it again this year. Then they mentioned Storm King breaks out of Canny Valley. He's back and in training. So does that mean that he's coming to Twine finally? Because somebody reminded me, I think it was either Isherwood or Cylon, that reminded me. It was probably Isherwood because we were at TwitchCon. Oh, TwitchCon! It was a blast. You guys all need to start working the street corner now because you're all required to go to TwitchCon and hang out with us next year, okay? Okay, moving on. Does this mean that they're going to Twine? Because apparently he was supposed to make an appearance all over all the zones, right? I guess that's what I was told. So that'll be cool. I hated the Storm King fight. I did it twice. It was dumb. But still, when they make plans or they say things are going to happen, they should back it up. Dyer comes back, good thing. Ghost Pistol comes back, good. Fortnitemares Llamas are back. Contains old fan favorites and a new weapon set. Bet you it's only 5 items, and you got to get them all. Tune in weekly. Play the game weekly to get every item. Cost 500 event tickets. This replaces the Wild West Llama. Jacko Launcher returns. Same thing. So you gotta, it's the Survivor pack to get the, yeah. It's the exact same Fortnitemares again. I don't know if the questline's gonna be slightly different. And then Storm King, I'm curious what's happening there. What if he's going to show up in Hexylvania? That'd be cool. For those of you that are newer, if you're actually watching this and you don't know who I am, I don't even know why you're still here, to be honest. But Hexylvania is the Halloween. It's a new zone. It's really cool looking. I'd look for content, but the video is not about that. So, but it's, you'll have to wait. You can find it. We've got, all of us OG content creators have videos of Hexylvania. Content update. So 4 weeks from now, we're going to get another version of the quest line, or an addition to it. Black Metal Scythe. Ooh, I bet you that goes into the Fortnite Llama. Yay! Dusk returns, good. Candy Corn Launcher returns, good. What is this, 5 weeks out? This week, next week, so 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks out. Ooh, for those of you that care, November 12th is my birthday. Scorpio, baby. Get it? I bet you probably already knew that. Not the birthday, but Scorpio. Attitude, yes. Fortnite questline, Monster Bread, so there's more stuff. New constructor, new sword, so 2 new items that week. Oh, and a music pack. Okay. Raven. Let's see. And then going forward after that update, so we don't know if that's going to be the following week or not, but 11.2, the Mythic Storm King. This is cool, although I think the Storm King is stupid. It's not what Fortnite is. Hit the Road wasn't what Fortnite is. All of this is run and gun and put in the game to make it more accessible to the BR player. And also because my theory, my conspiracy theory, and it's clear as day, the Save the World developers and minds behind Save the World are no longer in charge or even at Epic. Zach and Darren, the 2 head guys behind Save the World, from long before it was even in early access. Oh, and speaking of that, the free-to-play thing, the rumor, all these rumors and early access, we'll cover that also here in just a second. But they're all gone. And it's been clear as day since the Hero Loadout. It's been turning into a run-and-gun game. Hit the Road is an Overwatch payload mode. Had nothing to do with Save the World. It's all a joke. Though everything is just a joke when it comes to what Save the World core concept used to be. Back in the day, for all of you OGs, we all remember this. We had to use, to do missions, just standard missions, an Atlas mission, we'd get groups of 4, and we would coordinate. We'd have 2 spawns, one over here and one over here. Me and the Kegs are going to go over here, and we're going to put Repo and somebody else over here. And then we're going to have kill tunnels. We're going to put kill tunnels all over the place. We're going to put defenses on the base as a last resort. We're going to strategize slow field and different abilities. We're going to be running Warcry. Warcry still a thing? Yeah, it is. We're going to run Warcry, and we're going to be like, okay, we're going to guard this side, we're going to guard this side. When we hear a Smasher scream, we're going to call it out, left side Smasher. We're all going to group up, we're going to focus fire. You need the traps to trip things down. We're having gunfire, we're going to use abilities, we're going to nuke things, we're going to go back, reconvert, we're going to go heal the walls that have been damaged. Like, it was nuts. Everything mattered. Everything. And then it turned into, you can now do SSDs with a sword. Guys, it's okay. My point being, and the boss fight was just that. It was a gun boss. From the beginning, even us OGs, not me at all, but a lot of players always wanted raids, which is the opposite of what Save the World is. Save the World is a defensive tower defense game where you play as like a hero. Like, remember when, most of you kids probably won't, Warcraft 3, it was an RTS game. They had a mod you could download where it was a tower, I can't remember what it was called, it was a tower defense, and you picked the hero, and you played the hero, and the hero ran around and had some abilities and could attack, but the majority of the game was setting up defenses and towers and creating paths and things, right? And then you could go around and buff things and attack things, and that's what the game was. It's a third-person tower defense where you played a hero that had abilities and weapons, but the traps and the can't think of a good word. The marination of everything combined, like the traps, the abilities, the guns, all needed to be used together, and then team coordination. But the cool thing is that we're going to get a harder boss. He's going to be elsewhere. I don't know if he's coming into Twine quite yet, what's going on, but he's going to be a lot harder. And then with that, there's going to be mythic weapons, which is cool. The only way to get these mythic weapons are to kill the boss. There's different versions. They have really out-of-this-world abilities, even starting at level 1. They can't be traded. They can't be dropped, so they're literally for you and you only for going through whatever trials or difficulty this 5-year-old game thinks they can throw at you. So it is cool. I'm excited for it. Gameplay adjustments. And here we go. Speaking of 5-year-old game, not year old, but for 5-year-olds. My kid's 5 years old, man, and he could play the game. We've been listening to the community's concerns and observations of the state of the mid to high-end gameplay meta. Speaking of kids, what's up? Sorry about that. Adulting. We've decided to make some changes too. So before I go into what they're kind of doing, one of the things that I've always preached, and I should do it, I keep getting messages from everybody that they want me to make a video explaining my thoughts on where the game's at and where I wish it could go and how it could be changed for the better, in my opinion. Remember, there's a ton of players now that enjoy the game where it's at. Most people don't play games longer than a month. A lot of players play games for like a week or a weekend. So the player base is constantly evolving. So this idea from all these long-term content creators that there's no end game content, that they're not doing anything. For who? For people like us that have been playing the game for 2 years? You want them to redo the entire... That's insane. That's insane. The 1%ers, us... And then there's this other argument. Well, we're the ones that paid all the money. No. No, people are always spending money. So when people come and go, and they usually don't keep spending money. They'll always make initial purchases and things. Then they kind of stop. They don't want to spend more money. So the more player base that rotates in and out, that's the bigger pot. If you want to call it a business and call it money-making scandals and all this other stuff, us 1%ers that have dropped over $1,000 and such into the game, we're still the 1%. We're not. We're nobodies. We do have valid feedback. But when you're looking statistically at player bases and player movement and people coming and going, yeah. But one of the things I've always preached is they had the beta storm idea. Remember that? They brought out things like the retrieve the data beta mission, which was ass. I don't know how else to put it. It's terrible. It is so terrible. The storm has no purpose inside of Save the World. Get that crap and put it back in that crap BR. Like, it is the dumbest concept, especially when you have a payload game, which is not Save the World either, the dumbest mission on the planet. That should have been a beta mission. But you have a storm. The concept of a storm is to keep you inside the sweet spot, the eye of the storm. You're not supposed to go out. You're not supposed to physically go out and take damage. And then they have all these silly objectives that force you to go into the storm. Stupid. So stupid. Here's a thought, devs, if you actually even know who I am anymore, because you're probably all new also. But the storm inside of Hit the Road was clean. It was clear. You could see out of it. You knew where it was. If you want to put it into a game mode in Save the World where you have to defend a base and you have lobbers and you have propane and you have all of these things that you need to prevent getting to your base, why on earth would you have a storm that you cannot see through suck right up to a 4x4 grid and next to your objective? I'm standing on my base trying to look at spawns and find out where propane are spawning at. I'm squinting. I'm moving my eyes around. I'm moving my camera just to see where the propane are so I can shoot the propane before it get... Come on, guys. Like, what were... Literally, when that was a beta mission, nobody liked it. None of us liked it. If you liked it, you were weird. I didn't hear anybody that liked it. It was stupid. And then it was like 1 week they didn't have a weapon to give out, or they didn't have a hero, or somebody was all sick and didn't reskin something to make it a new item of the week. And they're like, let's just bring that one beta mission back and call this content for the week. It's terrible. If you're going to have the storm there, please change the storm graphics to be the same storm graphics that you had in Hit the Road, so we can at least see out into the storm. Ugh. We also want to shake up how the game is played, intending to keep the gameplay exciting with a renewed focus on counterplay going forward. Below are some examples of what to expect. We will be adjusting some traps. Okay, this is one way to make the game... Yeah, let's just go into it. Some traps to make them more effective in some situations, also reducing exploitation in others. Like, this could be in regards to the argument that some kids are like Vash will say that you're a cheater for using floor launchers. So, it's an exploit. It's not, but okay. This could be in result of that, right? I'm not upset by that. I could care less if they remove floor launchers, if they keep floor launchers, if they change what it does, if they remove all fall damage. It doesn't affect me. I'm still going to find ways to play the game and use the traps effectively. I use all the traps. I love all the traps. but I also make really cool designs, unlike the jail. In at least one case, we will completely redesign a trap to make sure it goes to good use and is enjoyed by players. Example, gas traps will disperse B clouds, but enemies must stay in the gas cloud itself to take damage over time. So, like, combine a gas trap with a wall light. That'd be cool. Or a floor launcher and knock them into a wall so they don't leave that tile. That's good. Gas trap should have never left a massive dot on the target. I thought that was a bug, and I thought that was going to get fixed in the first couple months. They should also have never been able to stack. It's insane. It's a dot. It's not an impact weapon, and it hits harder than most of the impact. The zapper, like, So that's cool. That's good. Another thing that I think they should do, bring back beta missions, and this is something that I think everybody that's an OG would appreciate. Newer player bases might not, but in a beta mission, make it an atlas. Make it a single atlas, just to keep it basic. So you have to, they have to fix the spawns. The spawns have been broken for months now too. But bring back the 2 spawns and have it rotate every 2 to 3 minutes like it used to, okay? And then cut everybody's tech and offense in half. Yeah. If you have 600 offense, make it 300. If you have 600 tech, make it 300. Only in that mission. And what that would do is it would nerf down your weapons and your traps. There'd be a couple other things that get nerfed, so there would have to be some. That's why it's a beta mission. And I think a lot of people would appreciate the game a lot more. You'd be in there and you'd have to build tunnel. There's going to be the kids that don't want to play the game. I mean, the game is designed for you to go into the match. That's why you have three categories of medals. Go into the match, farm your materials, build, craft, and then defend for combat. The game is designed, and the gameplay of, I'm sorry to tell you guys, you have to farm. You have to. That's part of the game. This idea of minimalist builds, like a jail build where you don't have to use anything, is a joke. Then the idea of your Storm Shield defense zones resetting the durability on your traps is a joke. That's not a core concept of the game. Yeah, that's how you introduce AFKing and not playing. So we'd have to go in and we'd have to communicate. We'd have to work together on smashes. We'd have to put traps down. You'd have to have delays. You'd have to have defenses on the objective. You'd have to have weapons leveled up. You'd have to have the right team composition again. It would be fun. And a beta mission, people wouldn't, if they're not stuck doing it. It's a beta mission. Epic, do it. Adjustments will be made to some AI to make them less frustrating in some cases while reducing exploits in others. This is cool. Propane tanks will no longer be dropped by Sploder Huskies if they are eliminated before throwing. So ultimately, it's not a big deal for me because I stand on my objectives or at the top of the kill tunnels and I shoot propane before they get near any of my stuff. That's what I do. The only time I use my guns is to get rid of lobbers and propane, things that are gonna mess up my base. I let all of my traps kill everything else. I don't shoot anything. I'll stand on top of my base, talk to chat, look at the spawns, and when a propane spawns, I shoot the propane. So this doesn't really affect me too much, but it does save propane. I mean, kill tunnels from propane. That's cool. Hero ability damage will be adjusted good because abilities shouldn't be able to clear out. You shouldn't be able to do dragon slashes and kill SSDs. So hopefully they meant this in a nerf and not a buff. Locker completion. I know it's a long video already, and if you're still here, it's because you're an OG and we like to discuss things. If you're still here and you don't know who I am, wow, congrats. The locker completion, we've had a lot of discussions over this. Some content creators believe the only reason they're doing this is to milk more money out of that 0.001% of the players in Save the World versus Battle Royale, which is complete nonsense. They're not going to spend their assets and time bringing the locker over to Save the World just so that we have a reason to go into Battle Royale and buy more skins and spend more money. That's rubbish. Sure, that will happen, but it's rubbish. What happens is if we go back in time to the original era of Save the World where it was difficult and complicated and complex and required skill and knowledge and time played and experience, simplistic mindsets of the Battle Royale genre, kids that come over back then were like, what is this? I don't want to play this. Bye. It has nothing to do with the game. So then they dumb it down. They make it more simplistic so the majority, the masses of their franchise can play everything under their umbrella. I get it. I'm not mad at them for making the game basic and simplistic. But like a beta mission to make it harder, where we can choose to do stuff like that while the rest of the game remains simple, it would be cool, right? So they do that. Another issue with merging games together and getting their battle royale player base to come over. Some little kid Timmy spends his whole summer mowing lawns and buys a bunch of skins and stuff, and it's all bragging rights. And that's really what Fortnite is. It's all about the emotes and the skins and bragging, not skill or knowledge of how to play the game. So they get that stuff and they come over to save the world, and they don't have access to any heroes. They don't have anything. And then they're like, well, I kind of want to play this. It looks kind of fun, but I can't use any of my skins. I can't use anything. So then they're upset and bummed. They're playing Fortnite, but they're not playing Fortnite because they can't do anything that they've spent money on. And then they go Google stuff and look up, and they find Demon Joe telling you how to make a character, but you can't have access to anybody because you're new to the... Okay. So with that, the locker completion is another big step, and I'm sure it takes a tremendous amount of manpower to get this implemented into Save the World. So I'm glad they're getting this done, and the sooner it gets done, I feel like the sooner they're going to focus on more stuff for Save the World content, because there's really not a lot to do besides leveling, and leveling doesn't take any time anymore. They ruined the leveling process. And now it's a log in weekly to get your stuff. Log in weeklies to get your stuff. That's all it is. I am a little different also on this. I hate the hero loadout system. I think it ruined the game. I hate the fact that I'll only ever play 3 or 4 heroes, and then every other hero is only meant for a support slot. Every hero in the game, like 90% of them, are pretty much terrible commanders, or whatever it's called, the guy you play as, right? I don't know why they didn't allow us to just start using skins as our hero, right? So if you're playing a constructor with a constructor ability, then you'd have access to any constructor skin in the game. And then the idea that a lot of us thought of, for those of you that like the lore and the story, which I'm not even familiar with still after 2 years, but you're sitting in this commander room, and you've got a commander and you've got all your guys around this hologram title or table that you're looking down onto the battlefield. Why can't they be at the command, and then you're playing as some hero down on the ground floor, or a skin of some hero, while your commander and your support squad are observing the fight? Then you could play as anybody. When the hero loadout system came out, all of the heroes I wanted to play as, I could never play as anymore. Bunny Jonesy being my shotgun go-to guy. Loved Bunny Jonesy. Never play with that hero ever again in my entire life. And I want to. Still, almost a year later, butthurt. Super butthurt. So the fact that they're going to bring skins over is awesome, because now I can play as whoever I want. And it is cool I can use my BR skins, but it's a little more irrelevant to Save the World, just because I'm OG. It's all cool, but now I can play as what I want to look like, and I can change it out without being affected by my silly commander. So that's cool. Super long video, but let's talk about free-to-play. So as I was looking at all this stuff, I'm upset there's no patch notes, and I'm sure some of you guys are too. But before we get down to this stuff down here, Save the World has a tab. You click on it. Nowhere does it say early access, and it has 2 fully priced: the standard edition, the deluxe edition. There's no founder pack, nothing. Early access, no. I literally think and feel like it's not going to go free to play anymore. It's just a personal theory. They haven't mentioned it in forever. They've avoided it forever. All of these Forbes has talked about it. CNET's talked about it. People have been talking about how it's supposed to go free to play, and there hasn't been any word at all. And there hasn't been a response. You've got news outlets that are completely detached from the gaming industry talking about it, and there hasn't been a response. I don't think it's going to go free to play. That's good, or I mean, that's good or bad. It doesn't even matter. It's just, but it's funny that everybody keeps predicting things, and I was laughing at everybody staring at a black hole talking about how it's going to go free to play. I'm like, you guys are so stupid. And then the fact that everybody was overhyping Save the World, I'm like, you're all going to get just a weapon. You know that, right? I don't... believing internet content creators is... Unless they provide proof. All right, going back. So this is cool. Going back to my initial complaint when they started, when you guys, the babies, not all of you are babies, but the player base complained that BR was getting all this love on a weekly basis. No, we should be getting an event. And we shouldn't be calling it season either. That's a BR thing. We should be getting our event, and at the beginning of the event, the update, the DLC, we should be getting all of our stuff at the beginning. That's what they're saying here. You will notice this is a lighter update. No, it's the standard size. It's not lighter. It's the exact same update they always have. 4.00 release. It's the exact. There's nothing. Yeah. Release for Save the World. We're shifting to a less frequent cadence. I don't know what cadence is. Again, I'm stupid. But aiming for more meaningful updates as a result. This allows us to diverge from shipping features and around Battle Pass launches and release them in a more polished state. They're still not going to be polished, let's be honest. But hopefully that means that we'll get an update for Save the World that has all of the features in that update for that current event, aka season, right? That's what I want. I've always made fun of everybody that was hyped about this weekly stuff, and I've seen the game go downhill because of it. Finally, we're cooking up another exciting feature that we're hoping to launch this season alongside the other features mentioned above. We aren't quite ready to share this stuff. This stuff is PR BS. They have said this in literally every update, every patch, everything. These sentences here, for some reason, still cause some people raging hard-ons. Like, I am like, dude, you guys, come on, man. Why can't they share it? If they've got plans, why can't they share it? They have no competition in this style of game. They have nothing to hide. Transparency. Look at these other games that come out that are struggling, that don't have a player base, that are new indie developers, and the transparency just makes everybody love them. Everybody likes them, appreciates it. There's no animosity, nobody's pissed, and yet they just dangle a carrot in front of all you guys, and you guys just eat it up. Just eat it up. Now, this time in particular, there might be an actual decent carrot. I don't follow Reddit. I don't follow any of these fake news, unofficial news outlets on Twitter. Demon Joe has been literally rubbing one out to these guys for the last 2 days. I'm good. So as a content creator, you want to build hype. You want to build viewership. This is where I fail. Maybe because I'm too real and I'm not gimmicky and I don't get excited about stuff. Like, we struggled on something the other day on the stream for, I was killing a boss solo in Remnant, and it took me 2 days, more than 8 hours to kill it solo with a melee weapon. I finally got it done, and I just sat there and I was like, whew. And chat was like, you're not going to, like, freak out like you beat it? No, it's not me. But what he's been freaking out on or overhyping, and it's just funny because if it doesn't come true, it's just going to be more ammo to make fun of him for. I love Demon Joe, by the way, but I always like to point out gimmicky people and what they do and how they hype things up. It's how you're successful. That's how he blew me out of the water. Am I jealous? Sure, but I don't make fun of him for it. It's not me, and it's cringy. It's cringy. But fake news is the biggest problem I have with most people on the internet, whether you're a content creator or whether you're not. It's like the game of telephone, and I can't stand it. That's why after the first 10 minutes of the black hole, I didn't even boot up Twitter, man. I couldn't even stand it. There's so much crap being shot around. But what he's been overhyping and super excited about is a lot of these fake news channels and data mining channels are showing medals and other things regarding a Let me just pull it up. I mean, let's be real. You guys already follow him anyways. But just as reiteration right here. Save the World Starlight Dungeons Challenge badges. So here's badges. But again, these are photoshopped. It's even got the, I Fire Monkey. It's got his name in the upper right-hand corner of the images. So they probably saw some code and assumed something, made some images for what they're presuming. Bro, look at how many variables there are. Upper, middle, lower levels, Keymaster, Dungeon Boss. Question. It seems this may actually be some challenging content. Well, I'd hold off on that word. But you could be like, it seems this may actually be some content. Okay? So there's that. Hold on. I have to pull it off screen. I can't have my Twitter on screen. Well, I could edit it out, but stand by. There's another one. I'm slowly becoming convinced that this is why Epic has been releasing such little content recently. If Epic continues to add different dungeon areas and bosses over time, this right here looks to be a full-blown repeatable dungeon system and not just a one-and-done activity. Yes, I agree. Again, from this iFire Monkey channel, but it does look cool. It does sound cool. It's all unofficial, and you can't be like, well, the data miners are always right, because they're not. They if you've been following the game from the beginning, they have not always been right, at all. The other thing that concerns me, though, is overhyping stuff, because even when Hit the Road came out, we didn't know it was coming. Magist only said, we have something coming you guys are going to love. We have something big. But we read the patch notes, and I was excited. I was on stream. I was playing a different game, like I always do anymore. And we stopped what we were doing. We booted up the patch notes, like we still kind of do here and there. And I read it, and I was like, this sounds badass, dude. I was super excited. The next day, I went to bed. The next day, we booted it up. And by the end of the second run of Hit the Road, I wanted to kill myself. It was the... So, I don't get hyped, especially when it's unofficial. But it would be cool to see that kind of stuff. That also goes to show that's a dungeon. If that's real, that's opposite of what Save the World is. Again, further proof that Save the World will never go back to what it is. And the minds behind Save the World are no longer there or in charge of Save the World. They are moving it in a completely different direction. They did that when they brought out the hero loadout. Every mode they've brought out, elimination, resupply, Hit the Road, all run and gun. What is run and gun? Oh, it feels like Battle Royale. So now, Battle Royale players can understand what the game is. Stop wanting the game to regress back to what it is. I can't say regress because it was better back in the day, in my opinion. So it's not a regression. Revert would work, but I hate that word. That's a trendy word now for kids in Reddit. But anyways, a ton of my thoughts on Save the World, kind of where it's at. If I was to do a video on more in depth on what I feel about it, what I'd like to see, I could probably keep it under 20 minutes. This is a long video, by the way. And again, it's just more for the community that I built, that we built, that everybody, that from my community, right? My era. I doubt any of the newer player base or any of the Demon Joe guys are here watching this video. For one, it's way too long. Two, it's not really formatted for YouTube. It's more like if you've seen the stream and you've hung out, you've been part of the long-term community that formed and shaped that dead community, whatever that is now on Twitch. Like, nobody supports anybody. It's embarrassing. Everybody's numbers are down. There's way too much drama now. But anyways, that's what this video is for. I just wanted to, because we get this, another thing is I just get questions every day. And so I can just now be like, hey, Peloto, go check out the video. Frylock, go check out the video. Rue, go check out the video. I could continue to put shoutouts out there. Dark, go check out the video. But I'll be here forever because there was like over 10,000 people I met. Guaranteed. Look at the followers on Twitch over the 2 years that we played this game. It was a cool community we built, and it imploded. I'm not going to say when I left, but it kind of did. Food for thought. Anyways, again, this was aimed more towards the regulars of the channel, so you already know. But if you're still here, I stream daily. If you haven't caught that already, on Twitch at twitch.tv/SlyGumbi. This guy. Be warned, it is pretty mature rated. It's like the Howard Stern show. So keep that in mind. I also have a Twitter. I pulled it up on stream. You saw that? I follow Demon Joe. Demon Joe's a cool guy. I appreciate all the guys, man. They do a lot for the community. They do a lot of stuff. Vash has given me the opportunity to make a few videos. Good for them. And they stream all day, every day. They keep somewhat of the community going. Sure, there's some negative things out there, but we all have negative things. I'm super toxic and we build dicks in my game. But I don't think anybody supports the community the way that I did, which is unfortunate. So, but we got Twitter, SlyGumbi. You can follow me on Twitch and come check out the live streams in the night. I don't do Save the World very often, but I do once in a blue moon. We always talk about indie games. If you want to come in and talk about Fortnite, I'll talk about Fortnite all day long. All right, we got a Discord link up in the description below. What else? There's more. I have a website, SlyGumbi.com. It needs to be updated a little bit. And I feel like there's a fifth thing. I can't remember what it is. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember what it is. Lil Mama, this is for you. And I love you guys. I do. I love Save the World. I'm just burnt out. I still play it, but it's not the game that I used to love every day. And I'm the best. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye now.